Story we're working on tonight, the toxic impact on the Treasure Coast from the ongoing release of polluted water from Lake Okeechobee. New at 6 o'clock, we focus on just how dangerous this is and how long it may last. News Channel 5's Jeff Skripek spent the day out on the water with researchers and an underwater camera searching for some answers. Jeff?
Well, some would say it already looks bad out here on the surface, but to really understand the problem, take a look at what it looks like below it. Bright green clumps of algae that researchers out here say is not only harmful to animals and humans, but can be very difficult to get rid of. Careful to protect his hands, researcher Dr. Brian LaPointe at the Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute scoops up a jar of what he calls green goo.
This is an organism out of place. It should not be in the St. Lucie estuary.
But LaPointe says these clumps of algae and bacteria could be floating around for a while.
It can be weeks to months, and it really is very much dependent on the water management deliveries of fresh water.
Researchers say it's important to get the word out about the blooms, but that's the easy part, according to LaPointe.
Once the problem is here, it's very difficult to deal with it in this environment.
The solution could be to dump copper sulfate into the estuary, but then LaPointe says it could be just as harmful to the environment. He says the longer the green goo remains in the water, he estimates we'll start seeing more and more dead fish, plant life, and more cases of people reporting injuries from being too close to the algae.
These blooms are harmful, and this is why we call them harmful algal blooms.
Now, while the county, as you can see out here, has been putting up these signs all over trying to warn swimmers and boaters out here about the potential risks, the state tells us that they expect to have the results of their 3 rounds of testing of the water out here sometime next week. Reporting live in Martin, Jeff Skripek, WPTV News Channel 5.